they're saying, hey, he's not hot enough to be Mr. Darcy. My response to that is he my type of guy? No. But am I dating Mr. Darcy? No. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in this story. I'm here to watch it. So it doesn't matter what he looks like. It matters what chemistry the actors have. So I'm going to hold my judgment on his looks and chemistry until I actually see the series. My frustration is just with everything else that we talk about on the show. It just feels like they keep dipping back into stuff that's already been done.
Lacey, I wasn't a big horror fan. I know you're a massive horror fan now.
You're such... You say this all the time. People are going to genuinely think that I am. I am not. I don't like horror.
Right. But you produce a horror podcast and do social media for the horror people. So, but I was always like, I was the kid who was always scared when you were like come of age and you get to be like 12 years old and you go to like friends' houses for sleepovers and you watch they watch horror movies and stuff. I was always scared of those movies, but I would never be able to admit it. But then Scream came along in '96 and it was tongue-in-cheek, meta, self-referential, but also scary. And I fell in love with the movie. And 30 years later, here we are, and there's Scream 7. And I haven't seen it yet. It came out this past Friday, a few days ago. I'm not hearing good things. And I remember when Scream 6 came out, I had told you, like, I'm done. But
yeah, you did. You did.
So I was hoping to hear that this one would be good because I heard rumors of, like, Matthew Lillard coming back, and he was in the original. And I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan of his. But I'm not hearing good things. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But welcome, everybody, to Nerdy and Nice. Lacey, how you doing?
I'm good.
You're getting better. I know.
I'm better. No, I'm sick of the cold weather. I'm ready for warm weather in the Northeast. I want to punt Punxsutawney Phil or what? Punxsutawney Phil off a bridge like they do in what's it called?
Anchorman,
where he just takes
Baxter.
Baxter just, which is clearly a fake dog, by the way. But that's the vibe I'm going with right now. Like, I'd love to reenact that scene with Jack Black. Do you love your dog? I'm in a glass case of emotion. So dumb. Yeah, I'm just sick of the cold weather. I'm sick of having a cold, as many of you have noticed. But excited to talk about some fun stuff.
Yeah. So summer will eventually arrive, and with it will be the final Jackass movie ever.
I saw that. I meant to mention it to you that it's like, this is it.
Yeah. So
do you feel old?
I do. Because I was like that. I was 17 when Jackass came out. Yeah. And like CKY with Bam Margera, who really, like, those guys really started it. And then Johnny Knoxville.
Bam was hilarious. I loved his show.
God, that whole crew was incredible. Brandon DiCamillo, like, that guy's so funny. But yeah, so the final Jackass, they're confirming this is it. I guess Bam is coming back, but only in archival footage, because even though he's like gotten clean now, there's still this bitterness, and it's sad because if it's the last one,
sounds like it.
Yeah, you kind of wish that they could all get back together and do it again. Because the fourth one was okay, but they tried this whole thing where, like, we're passing the baton, and here's their newer Jackasses, and people are like,
"Oh,
we
really?
Don't care.
Yeah, people watch it for Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. We want Steve-O, we want Chris Pontius, we want Knoxville. Yeah. So
can I tell you, I always see a clip that comes across social media of Johnny Knoxville, and he's on some talk show, and the girl from Precious sits down on a chair. And she, like, gets all confused. She's like, what? And is that from the movie? And it's cake?
No, I think Johnny Knoxville hosted some sort of show where he was pranking people.
And he was losing it because the chair was cake. Like, she sat on a chair of cake.
That's the best part about Johnny Knoxville is his reaction to when a bit works. And
because she was like, is this cake?
She goes, bitch, is this cake? And he starts dying laughing. But like one of my favorite Jackass scenes ever is the giant high five bit.
Oh, you love
And
that bit. Yeah.
because you see the hand hit the guys, and that's really funny. But you hear Knoxville laughing, and he when he goes, he fell for it. He fell for the soup because they had one of their friends carrying a giant tray of hot soup for no reason.
That's right. It's so stupid.
And it's just there's something about I remember when Jackass Forever came out,
I
and
feel like it's just dude bros being dudes. Like that's what
I don't like
that
the
movie
term
is.
dude bros because I feel like that's affiliated with a negative group.
I
But
don't take it that way. I meant
like
like
dude bros is
jokey
like
guys together. Dude bros
yeah,
being dudes.
to me, dude bros are like, which we got to talk about it. I guess Love Is Blind, like that Chris guy. That's a
Oh my
dude
god.
bro.
No, that's a frat bro. That's different.
It's a little
Dude bros are like a bunch of jokey guys that do stupid stuff with each other. Like a bunch of dudes.
Oh, all right, fine, a bunch of bros, whatever.
I
But
don't mean it in a negative context.
no. So anytime Jackass rolled around, though, it was this sort of one of those things where you're like, everything's gonna be all right because Johnny Knoxville and those guys are still doing the thing, you know, like. As long as those guys are still there doing their thing, everything's gonna be all right. It was always one of those feelings, and you know.
Can you believe he did Dukes of Hazzard? Like looking back, can you believe Johnny Knoxville was that
Sean
guy?
William Scott and
So
Jessica
wild.
Simpson was Daisy Duke.
Yeah, and he broke up their marriage. Yeah, wild.
And didn't they get Burt Reynolds to play like the bad guy in that one, Boss Hogg?
Yes, it was such a weird time. And I remember Jessica Simpson lost all that weight, and people were like losing their minds.
Yeah,
they were like, "She's so skinny now. She has short shorts on." Meanwhile, I'm seeing shots of like women in thongs now everywhere all the time, and I'm like, man, back in the day, like people went nuts.
Why are you constantly looking at thong shots?
No, okay. So the shot I'm referencing specifically is Cardi B gave a concert over the weekend and she was wearing an outfit that was just a straight up thong. Like there was no back to her outfit. And I just remember thinking, specifically my brain is going through this process of like back in the day, those shorts, it was like so scandalous. Remember how scandalous it was like, oh my God.
Oh, her Daisy Dukes.
She's got the short shorts. And I remember being like, are they really that short? And nowadays it's like people are just walking around in thongs and nobody cares, which I don't care ultimately. It doesn't offend me anyway. It's a butt. Who cares? But it's just so funny looking back about how like people got so scandalized about all this stuff.
That's true. It was also a way different time because I saw a clip recently of an award show where LL Cool J was just being like absurdly inappropriate with Britney Spears, who was like 18 at the time. And
they're
everyone was
always like, inappropriate with Britney, and no one did anything.
But and it was so wild because at the time it wasn't considered bad, I guess, because everyone's hooting and hollering and playing along in the crowd and everything, and no one
always made me uncomfortable. I will say that right now. Anytime during the time that Britney was popular, and I was at that age that like Britney is my idol. It's like one of the best concerts I've ever seen was Britney Spears. I love her dearly. I wish her nothing but the best. What they've done to her is horrific.
She's not well, yeah.
I'm on team Britney all the way. I had her Barbie doll like when she came out. Like that was my whole personality. I was like, Britney Spears is who I want to be when I grow up. Like Britney Spears is the best.
That's part of
I was always uncomfortable. When she did that VMA performance with the black bikini on and she was like coming back during a rough time in 2007. I remember sitting in my college dorm room with all the girls in my dorm room and they were like making fun of her and I felt so uncomfortable because I was like, she's not like people were calling her fat. Do you remember what she looked like? She was not fat at all.
I'm sure she weighed 102 pounds at most.
Oh my God. And people were making they were always talking about her boobs and stuff. It was so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. There was open objectification and not just from men. It would be other girls against girls. And
oh my gosh, it was
that's
so
sort of
weird.
how like the Mean Girls phenomenon started, really. Like girls being catty with each other. But yeah, anyway, back to Jackass.
But the point was that I was saying it's just so funny to look back in time and be like Johnny Knoxville was like he went from like hitting each other with a big giant hand to being like the pop culture moment in 1 year.
Yeah. And he did an interview recently, I think it might have been Rolling Stone, and he's like getting very emotional throughout it, and you could tell like he's going through it right now where he is sad that like he can't do the things he loves doing anymore. Like he got emotional the fact He got emotional the fact that he can't get into a ring with a bull anymore, and it wasn't a joke. He was actually sad. He's addicted to. He's
The thrill.
addicted to being able to be the guy who does the things that no one else wants to do. And you could tell he takes pride in that stuff. And he's a little sad about it. And then he was talking about Bam, and then he was sad about that. You could tell Johnny Knoxville is like a very reflective guy now, and it's going to be.
I don't know the whole story
see.
about Bam. What's the story there?
Bam got into issues. I don't want to speak out of turn because
I know he had abuse, right? Like drug abuse.
Yeah, he got into like drug problems, and according to him, I get he's clean now and he's doing well. He's skating again.
His friend passed away, right?
Well, Ryan Dunn from Jackass passed away, and that probably led to him down that path. But it lasted for like a decade. And the Jackass crew for Jackass 4, before they were doing it, which was going to be the first one without Ryan Dunn, they had, I guess, allegedly, according to Bam, required him and only him to like do piss tests every 30 days and do all this stuff and go to rehab and get psych treatment. And
no one else had to do it.
Yeah, I guess. And maybe he was at his worst at the time, but they've never really reconciled that. I think they have from a legal standpoint. That's why some archival stuff with Bam is going to be in Jackass 5. But I kind of wish they would all get back together and just like do one more round and get over all the BS because life is short. And I hope they realize that.
My favorite thing with Bam was the Don Vito stuff. I just every time.
That guy was so gross. I'll never forget the episode where they like pulled his toenail off. Oh,
ew. No, but I'm talking about just when he'd flip out and he'd be like, "No, it's just so ridiculous."
Idiots.
Oh, MTV, which doesn't exist anymore, right?
MTV's gone. Yeah,
oh
that's
God.
gone.
I feel so old.
Yeah. Something will come back around, but we do have to get into some trailers. We've taken some time off from trailers after Super Bowl. So for all of our nerdy and nice listeners out there, before we get into the segment, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And please do subscribe and share with a friend, because while we love talking Star Wars on TRB, we love talking about other stuff too over here.
We
do.
It's
a good time
like
under
Britney
the TRB
Spears.
banner. And Britney Spears and trailers, which we're going to do right now.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
All right, let's start off with the big one for Lacey Gilleran, Pride and Prejudice, hitting Netflix.
I love how you do that. There's always
October.
Like the bit and come back around.
Well, I am actually curious. I'm not even going to comment on this one. I am not dialed into Pride and Prejudice. I didn't see the one with the guy from Succession and Keira Knightley. So I don't know. You know, I'm not into it, so I don't have anything to say. But I am curious what you think, because that one is so heralded that I don't know if people are going to dial into this one. It's on Netflix in October. We have a trailer for it, Pride and Prejudice. Lacey, what did you think? Was it a good trailer? And are you going to watch it? And do you have any high hopes for it, living up to the 2008 whatever version that
Matthew McFadden?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The first version, I think there's a bunch of versions, but the first version that I really know of is the BBC series that had Colin Firth as Mr. Darcy. He's like in a red shirt. He comes out of the water. It's like a famous thing that everybody talks about.
Oh, Lord.
And then the next version was the 2005 version with Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden, who went on to then do Succession, which is so funny because I see clips of him in Succession and just shows his range as an actor. You're like,
He's
oh
a
my
good
God.
actor. Yeah.
First of all, him as Darcy is perfect. He is the perfect Mr. Darcy. There was no topping him as Mr. Darcy. The director, Joe Wright, said he cast him because he had sad eyes. Like he just had these kind of like vulnerable eyes, which he does, which is funny because then in Succession you see him and you're like, he's ruthless. He doesn't care about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden version in 2005 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Like, easily top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Did Keira Knightley do the Keira Knightley lip face though throughout the whole movie?
This thing?
Where she's like,
I like walking.
She's like, her lips are, she never closes her mouth fully. It's always like,
I don't know what you're talking about, but I know she has like big teeth. I always
I'm not
appreciate
talking
her
about her
teeth.
teeth.
Well, anyway, it is one of my favorite movies of all time. Everything's perfect about it, from the casting to it's just shot beautifully, and the music is perfection. And it was nominated for the music as well. Um, there's no topping it. It's perfection. There's nothing
All right.
you can change in it that would make it better. It is what it is. It's awesome. Everyone in there is perfectly cast.
So what about this?
Donald Sutherland is Mr. Bennett. What about
Well,
this?
what about
Yes.
this though? Yeah.
So this, from my understanding, is not a movie. They're going back to the series. So the way I see this is people of Pride and Prejudice. It is the original enemies to lovers story, and people will watch it. I will watch it. It's a series. The main character, Elizabeth Bennet, is being played by the girl that played Princess Diana in The Crown. That actress.
Kristen
So when I
Stewart.
see no. In the show, The Crown, she's like Emma Corbin.
All right.
She played Princess Diana in the series on Netflix.
Very good.
So they got her for this, which is like, I think she was just in Deadpool and Wolverine. Same person. She played the bad guy that was bald.
Oh, yep.
I see her, and she was such a good casting for Princess Diana that I see Princess Diana. So when she comes up on screen and she's got the, Renaissance, or not, it's not called Renaissance. What's it called? I forget what the period of time is called. She's got the curly hair on the top, which is like the time period in fashion. And all I see is Princess Diana. Like, they got a girl that's already been in such an iconic role on Netflix to play another iconic role on Netflix. They should have gotten some no-name person, because you can't go from Keira Knightley to another person that everybody knows. That being said, the big kind of, I would say, talking point on the internet right now is that Mr. Darcy is played, I think, by Saoirse Ronan's husband, Jack Loudon. And he's seemingly blonde. And Mr. Darcy is kind of a character that was like a brooding, dark-haired, tall guy. And people aren't happy with his looks. They're saying, hey, he's not hot enough to be Mr. Darcy.
Oh, all right.
My response to that is he my type of guy? No. But am I dating Mr. Darcy? No. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in this story. I'm here to watch it. So it doesn't matter what he looks like. It matters what chemistry the actors have. So I'm going to hold my judgment on his looks and chemistry until I actually see the series. My frustration is just with everything else that we talk about on the show. It just feels like they keep dipping back into stuff that's already been done. Like, you're talking about a story that's been told several different ways, including in a movie that is pure perfection, that's been on Netflix numerous times, by the way, and that Netflix even like shows oftentimes on their social media because people love it so much, and was nominated for Oscars. And then you're going to go and make a TV series about it? Like, it's been told. What are you going to do?
That's how a lot of people feel about the Harry Potter thing. But
I feel that way too. Am I still going to
yeah.
watch it? Sure. Am I still going to watch this? Yes.
All right,
But it's hard to beat perfection, is what I'm saying.
And I think a lot of people are curious about our next movie, which, kind of falls into that, with a fourth sequel with Toy Story 5.
I love how I'm like, they can't get any original ideas.
And yeah. So Toy Story 5 hits theaters June 19th. It continues the story, obviously introduces iPads, or LilyPad, whatever they call it in the movie. But the final or full trailer has arrived. It seems chock full of emotion. But Lacey, what did you think of the trailer for Toy Story 5? And remind me, are you caught up on Toy Story? You've watched all 4? And did you like them all? How'd you feel about 4? And what did you think of 5? And are you excited about it? And is there a chance that you'll be taking any of your little ones to see this?
The last one I saw was 3. and it was in the movie theater and it crushed my soul and I never went back to Toy Story ever again. I'm not even exaggerating. I was sobbing in the movie theater. I was sobbing walking out. I was sobbing in the car. I was dating someone at the time and they were like, "You need to get it together." And needless to say, I am not with that person anymore, but it was very much like, you need to stop. You're being embarrassing to me.
Was his name Sid?
No. As an adult, he was like, you need to stop. So that kind of scarred me, that I was like, I don't want to let go of my toys. I don't want to leave my toys. I don't like Bonnie. Who's Bonnie?
Right.
So I haven't seen 4. I know 4 is good. Everybody says 4 is good.
4 is good.
I haven't watched it yet. It has Forky in it. I know who Forky is.
And Duke Kaboom.
Which is Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah, Canada's greatest stuntman. And Carl Weathers, I think, was in 4.
Oh. Yeah. And my understanding is, like, I know the basic gist that, like, Woody leaves at the end. And then they're off without Woody.
Woody stays at the park with
Bo Peep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which he shows up again in this trailer.
Yeah.
I thought the trailer was good. I like the idea of the story. It makes sense given the time frame that we're in 2026, that like we're having big issues with screen time and technology and how it's impairing children in their ability to be creative and learn and have imagination, while also parents are kind of being like, here you go. Like there's that one shot where the dad's like, okay, Bonnie, screen time's over. And you see her just zoning out. Oh my God, does that kill me seeing that as a parent? Because like, I'm going to be honest, guys, there are times that like you just want to unload the dishwasher and you're like, here, watch something.
Yeah, right.
I need to do the dishwasher. If I don't do the dishwasher, then I'm a bad parent for not having clean dishes. I need to fold the laundry. Or, hey, I just need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to give you this phone right now so I can use the bathroom. Well, so look, I kind of feel for them. I feel for the parents.
Sit in front of a TV 5 inches from the TV. It was the same thing. We were watching Nickelodeon. I was anyway. Sure. Just like, blah.
But there is something to be said. I think there is a difference in programming from when we were growing up to now, like the Coco Melons and kind of the craziness of some of the stuff that's like too much for children. I think that's what they're touching on here. And I appreciate that. I like how they've evolved with what's been an issue for children now. I think that's what's going to keep the series fresh and keep the series going, is if they stick around for, okay, we're not making this for children of 1997 anymore, of 1995 anymore. These are kids of 2026, and kids of 2026 would probably think Woody is lame right now.
Yeah.
And the bald spot made me laugh because that's a callback to number 2 where he gets his hair filled in by the guy, the collector.
Right.
Yeah, it was good. Am I going to see this? Probably streaming. I hate to be that person all the time, but streaming. I won't go see it in the theater.
I'm not sure because I am definitely making my best effort to see Supergirl in the theater, which comes out a week after this.
But didn't your kids see 4 in the theater?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
When did 4 come out? Like 5 years ago?
I don't remember, but I thought.
Oh yeah, Johnny was like 1 when it came out.
Oh,
Daisy didn't exist yet. Yeah. So it's been 7 years since Toy Story 4. But
yeah,
I like the trailer. I think it looks great. I think Andrew Stanton is doing a great job. That's his name, right? Yeah, right.
I think so.
Andrew Stanton. Yeah. You could tell the age of the voices now of the main. You could tell Tom Hanks sounds like he's older now. Tim Allen
definitely sounds older. Yeah.
And that's fine. That's okay. The only thing that I have trepidation about is I rewatched with my kids Toy Story, the first one, not that long ago.
I love that movie so much. It has such a spot in my heart.
Like, you are a great example of this. I feel like Toy Story 3 took the franchise in this new direction where they need to rip our hearts out all the time. And it's like Toy Story 4 was very emotional. Toy Story 3 was emotional mainly at the end. So it's like from the end of Toy Story 3 forward, it appears they've decided, okay, the kids who were 5 and 6 when Toy Story came out now have kids. It's time to kick them in the chest as hard as possible. So we're going to tell the story so that they watch it and get emotional. and maybe try to introduce it to their kids and make it generational, which is going to happen with a successful franchise. They've had 4 movies. They've all done great. They've all been critically
They have a whole
received
park.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fans love them. The park is doing great in Hollywood studios. But I'm a little worried that they are reaching a little too far. And maybe, like, I get the narrative that they should have ended with 3 because it ends so perfectly. I ultimately would love to see the toys end up with Andy again and his kids to close it out. Hopefully that's their plan.
That would be great. I'd love that if they full circle to Andy.
They bring it back to the house and Andy has kids and, something like that. He inherited the house from his mom who passed away because they have to kill every mom in Disney and Pixar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, but it seems a little too emotional, and I like that they're growing with their audience and stuff like that, but I also feel like with the way the world is today, like I almost would prefer a Toy Story 1 vibe now versus a Toy Story 3 vibe, and it sounds like they're leaning more into the Toy Story 3 vibe. Clearly,
well, they want to sell lily pads.
The existential dread of again, are toys not relevant anymore? Yeah, so I get it, but it is a really good trailer. I will try to go see it if my kids are down to go see it. If I can't, because I definitely want to go see Supergirl in the theater, then, and we're also seeing Mando in the theater the month before. Like, you and I have to pick our battles for going to movie theater and stuff. And
I would like to argue, by the way, that for me at least, toys are more important than ever for my kids.
Toys are great. Yeah, I'm always
my kids. Yeah, my kids are all about their toys. They have favorites. They carry them around. They have stories about them. They play. They're like, I'm just every day in awe of how great their imagination and excitement is for just like experiencing the world. So when I see something like this, I kind of like, I don't want to.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it'll do well, and I will see it eventually, and I hope it does do well. But we'll see. Just a little too emotional right now with the Toy Stories. But we
the first one is so funny with the whole like the claw
oh,
chooses who will go and who will stay. My favorite, Mrs. Nesbit, favorite part of the whole movie. Mrs. Nesbit.
That is good. Yeah. That whole movie's great. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they're all really good. But we have chewed up a lot of time on trailer time, so let's just do this one real quick, only because it got a psychotic amount of social media attention. And I'd never heard of this before. Had you heard of Backrooms before?
No.
Okay. So I guess almost in the vein of like Blair Witch Project, there was this quote unquote found footage video on 4chan that some people weren't sure if it was real or fake or whatever. And apparently it became so popular that it got picked up, and now they're going to create a movie about it.
So yeah, Backrooms is a found footage 4chan video that a 19-year-old made. He's a 19-year-old director for A24. And yeah, it's weird. I'm not going to watch it.
Okay. Yeah. So they made a movie version of it in theaters May 29th.
Have you watched it?
I skimmed through the original like found footage.
Oh, I watched it. It's terrifying.
Is it?
Oh yeah. You're like in this thing and you hear this like rumbling. It's like, and it's like being chased by this thing.
Yeah, and each room is just more and more like just void of life. It just feels like this total like apocalyptic, fluorescently lit dead zone.
Which the trailer leans into it. It's like it does like this. You go further and further in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm gonna hate, but I'm gonna want to like know more about because I'm scared.
Yeah, right. It's pretty creepy.
All right, we have to get into a couple of news stories, and then we have a new segment that we're gonna do where we're gonna talk about the best opening scenes in movie history. But first, Lacey, some news.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
So the first story is something that John's going to probably talk about more than me because I've never seen Scream. And it's that Scream 7 is coming out or is out and is projected to make $50 to $60 million, second highest opening after Scream 6. However, It is opening with a 43% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is lowest in the franchise history, lower than 48% for Scream 3. And John wrote in the notes, big yikes.
Yeah.
Caps. Now, I know there's a lot of drama surrounding Scream 7 with, I guess, Nev Campbell made like 7 mil while Courtney Cox made 2 mil, and Courtney Cox has been in way more of them. And, you know, people left and people came, and the whole daughter thing. It's just a lot. A lot's going on.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny you say that I'm such a horror fan, because recently I worked on a project with a bunch of horror writers, and one of them said that Scream is the greatest movie of all time. And he said it like changed his life seeing Scream. Like that's how good that horror movie is.
That's how I felt about
so
it.
It's funny that we're now at the point that this is not doing so well. So I'm interested to see what you think.
So yeah, so Scream is like has become the horror version of the Fast and the Furious, in that
Oh no, that is not a good way to put that.
In that they get more and more ridiculous, seems to be less, like more and more detached from the original, which the whole purpose of
like
the original
Cars
Scream,
in Space.
Yeah. So the original Scream was originally called Scary Movie, and that's why Scary Movie took that title. And it really was a send up to slashers. It's self-aware. It's very meta. Like the whole thing, you got to shoot the killer in the head at the end. He always comes back for one more scare, and then they do it. Like it's funny. It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
It's not overly gory. And I think I saw an interview with Matthew Lillard recently where he had said he had skipped the past couple because he had heard that they just have became more of gore fests than the charm and the humor plus the horror of the original.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and why I compare it to the Fast and the Furious. It's doing well. So you just read it. It's projected to have the highest opening in franchise history, while at the same time it has the lowest critic scores. So that's sort of like Fast and the Furious. They keep making a gazillion dollars, and they keep getting worse and worse. So that's why I make that comparison. And then
why is 3 the worst, by the way? Because you say big yikes at 3.
So Scream 3, I don't like any of the Screams after the opening scene of Scream 3, to be very specific. I thought Scream 1, like your buddy, whoever that is.
It's author Stephen Graham Jones. He's not my buddy, but he's a best-selling horror writer.
Stephen Graham Jones, I agree with you. Scream is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and it changed my life as well. I absolutely fell in love with that movie. Scream 2, very good sequel. The beginning scene of Scream 3, where Liev Schreiber's character gets taken out, is a great opening scene. And then from there, the franchise gets bad. 4 stunk. A lot of people liked it. I didn't. 5 and 6 are both like muddled, and I don't even remember the characters' names. You know, no offense to Jenna Ortega or Melissa. What was her name? Carrera? See, I forgot her name.
Isn't it Bartera?
Bartera, yeah. And they just weren't good movies. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired of this with Scream. I fell in love with the first one. They've been chasing it ever since. And that's the problem with Scream now, is the first one like came out of nowhere, almost didn't get made, low budget, and it knocked everybody on their ass, and it reinvigorated the slasher franchise. And there was so many the decade after Scream came out that were made because of the success of Scream, and they've been chasing that ever since for Scream, and they haven't come close. And they keep saying, every time there's a new one, they're like, this is the one that brings it back home, and we're back to for things to come around again, and we're going back to why this all started. It's like, just stop, like, please. And I haven't even seen it yet. I'm gonna see it with very low expectations, because the people who are critiquing this aren't even just critiquing it; they're like, this movie sucks. So,
oh no!
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to offend people who liked it, because
Michael movies that like started off strong. The new trilogy, the Halloween.
Oh, Halloween, yeah, yes. Though I loved the first one of those, yeah. And it's just, I know I like things that a lot of people think suck too. I like the end of Game of Thrones. So,
Yeah.
what's that meme of the animated character with all the daggers in his face? Like, come at me with that. That's fine.
Rapunzel.
Is that Rapunzel? Yeah. So
Finn Rider.
If you like Scream 7, I'm not trying to offend you. It just doesn't sound like it's good. I'll report back once I see it, but I'm definitely going in with low expectations.
Speaking of Disney, our next story is about their announcement, which is that under the new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, the Disney Villains Land is getting reimagined. So initially they kind of, which I'm going to admit this article's behind a paywall. So I didn't exactly get to read it from the wrap. So maybe we should not paywall things.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's not your bad. That's their bad. I don't agree with paywalling things. That being said, everybody else screenshotted it and posted it. So we're still going to cover it anyway because it is news. But the paywall stuff is annoying. But basically, when they pitched this at D23 of being a Villains Land, it was supposed to be this kind of spooky area within Magic Kingdom that highlighted the villains and gave them a place to stay and kind of created a location for those people to get together with new rides and new experiences and meet and greets, etc. Just for like a place for the villains to hang out. Right. And so they're not going through the rest of the park all the time. That being said, it's being, quote, reimagined. And with the self-appointed risk taker, Josh D'Amaro, who said in his Variety article that he's the risk taker of the company, it seems like they're taking pretty tame choices, which is they're doing a family-friendly coaster based on The Emperor's New Groove, which I was like, I didn't know that many people liked that movie. Then they're also doing a Ursula like spinning teacup Dumbo type ride. Then they're going to do a dark ride based on Maleficent. And then basically that's kind of it.
Who's the big, like, who is the Darth Vader of Disney villains?
Maleficent, probably.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is they've been doing all these live action, like, feel bad for them movies.
Yeah. That's true. Descendants with the kids and
Maleficent with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. Oh, they make it so she's like misunderstood. Is that what
like horrible things happen to her. Yeah.
Oh, like they did with Cruella, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, they gotta stop doing that. Stop making. We're in a period of time now where we need to make it clear that the villains are bad people.
And there are bad people. And not everybody has to have a good side story. Like people are just bad.
From their point of view, they were doing the right
thing.
Like
puppies, the puppies deserved it from their point of view, which is what they did with Cruella.
Yeah,
they claimed that like Dalmatians killed her parents or something like that.
Her mother. Yeah,
yeah, like something ridiculous that you're like,
really? When did that come out?
During the pandemic. Emma Stone sued Disney for it to coming out on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it was supposed to go to the theater.
I remember people like getting mad.
Which I think they're making a second one now. They just announced recently.
With Emma Stone?
I think so.
She's got her Oscars now. She can go back to doing normal stuff.
Well, they just announced, speaking of Emma Stone, they just announced today that she's doing a rom-com with her husband who is directing and writing it about, I guess, a famous guy that caught a baseball called The Catch.
Oh, yeah.
Some famous guy that... Steve Bartman, Steve something.
Oh, Steve Bartman, who ruined the Cubs World Series chance in 2003?
Yes.
They're making a movie about Steve Bartman?
That's the rom-com premise.
That sounds stupid. It's not about Steve Bartman finding love, though. It's like people who are in love around...
No, it's based on that concept, I guess.
Oh, so it's a fictional story based on that?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a break. Another Emma Stone try to win another Oscar by having cancer or something, please.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, she's been taking some weird roles, but what are you gonna do?
But she's going for it. I almost feel like I want to get like a a shot of Meryl Streep every time like Emma Stone's like up for another award? Because isn't she creeping up on her and like wins?
I don't know. She's up for it again this year, I think. She's won 2.
Emma Stone is? Yeah.
Yeah, she won for Poor Things and she won for La La Land.
So she has 2.
2, yep.
And how many does the Streep have?
I don't know. I think Meryl Streep has been nominated 9 times.
But wins. It's all about the wins.
Oh.
She has 3.
Oh.
Wait, I could be wrong. She's won 3 Academy Awards. She won Best Supporting Actress, Best Actress. So she's won Best Actress and Supporting Actress, but she has 3 total. All right, I'm going to do one more because I'm always like a trivia nerd. What actor?
So
has
Emma
won the
Stone
most
could beat
Oscars?
it.
She can tie her.
Tie
Has
her.
won the most Oscars ever. Katharine Hepburn holds the record for the most acting Oscars, winning 4 Best Actress. Not supporting.
So 4
all
is
Best
it?
Actress. 4 is
You
it.
only have to beat 4?
Most wins, yeah. And the most by a man. So Katharine Hepburn has most all time, men and women. And then most Best Actor wins Daniel Day-Lewis. He's another one of those guys, though. He only like does movies that can win him an Oscar. You know,
He's a method actor, yeah.
I would love to see Daniel Day-Lewis in Jackass 5. I think that'd be great.
Didn't he do like Lincoln or something?
He did do Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Tom Hanks is playing Lincoln. He's going for another one too. He's like, it's
I've
been a
heard-
while.
Tom Hanks has been in the news a lot lately.
Well, for not good things.
Not good things.
God.
Yeah.
I knew they shouldn't have had him play Mr. Rogers. I freaking said that from day one.
Or Walt Disney.
Oh man. Or Woody. Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway.
Speaking of good guys, Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Target's
back.
August return as Hannah Waddingham.
I need it.
Teases a whole different deal. Season 4 with Our Lady Greyhounds. John, we talked about this with the last recent photo release / news of this show.
Yeah.
I haven't caught up yet. I have some time though. I have till August to catch up. Are you pretty hyped for this?
3?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like 3.
You keep saying that every time we talk about this show.
I am hyped about it because I'll never forget how I felt when I first watched Ted Lasso, and it came out at a time where I really needed it.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
And I feel like
I remember
everybody
Stu
needed it.
Leonard's was making the shortbread cookies, and they got sued or cease and desist.
That's amazing. That's when you know something's popular.
Stu Leonard's, they do this thing where they'll find something that's super popular and they'll get like a cutout of that thing and be like, oh, it's these cookies from this show. And then the people will be like, cease and desist, stop. And then Stu Leonard's will be like, they're not these things.
One of my really good buddies does art for them.
What, like graphic design?
He does their graphics and stuff, yeah.
Oh, good for him. I love their emails. They have great emails. I love Stu
Yeah.
Leonard's.
But it's always
They started
funny 'cause
releasing mini totes, and I was like, oh, the mini totes.
So what are we talking about? Ted Lasso?
Yeah. I was saying how they made shortbread cookies at Stu Leonard's. That's
Oh yeah. So that's when you know things are big though, and like everyone tries to get a piece, you know?
Yep.
But Ted Lasso, I didn't want the show to end. And then when I remember when we first started talking about the announcement of a season 4, we were a little nervous because they did sort of end it, and it's hard to turn that stuff back on and get everyone back. But I'm interested here because of what Hannah Waddingham was saying. That's the same writing team. So, and that's always the most important thing, because there's been so many, and it happens to all shows. Like first 2 seasons, the contracts are in for the writers.
You can always tell. You can always tell when the writing
If
team
it's a
leaves.
popular show, they get their own series and they move on to something. Like Michael Jamin on Instagram, he's a TV writer. He does great videos to like explain how it works. So follow him for sure. That guy's awesome. But like it happened to like How I Met Your Mother. Like you can tell Seinfeld after Larry David left after season 7. I didn't realize it when I was a kid, but man, it's just such a different show. You're right.
Yep.
But yeah, this looks good because it seems like the main players are coming back and the writing team coming back. So I am excited. I need that dose of positivity, and I still think they're going to end up getting Ted and Hannah or Rebecca together in the end.
Yeah, I think that was always hinted at. I always thought that's where it was going.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Although I was really sad where Keeley and them broke up too. I was really sad about that.
Oh, Keeley and Roy Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Roy Kent. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you. So
I know you don't want to spoil it for me, but that's been spoiled for me. How they don't end up together.
Do you know?
That really annoyed me. I think that's why I actually haven't watched the season.
All right. Do you know where Roy ends up at the end of season 3?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not saying
that's
anything bad or anything, but yeah. All right, that's it for the news. So let's get into our news segment, which is called
The Elite. Best of the best. We'll make it better.
It's called the best of the best. Top 3 Mount Rushmore -1.com.
/
Yeah. Who would you remove from Mount Rushmore? Whoever that is, they're out. I'm gonna get rid of one of the Roosevelts. Get him out of there.
All I think about is Team America World Police, where they have their headquarters in Mount Rushmore.
I know, the mouth opens. Yeah, it's like George Washington.
America.
They come out of his nose. Yeah.
Can I tell you
George Washington?
that song is on my phone?
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of the songs that I have from like years ago on my iTunes account. So every once in a while, it will shuffle on if I can't listen to my Spotify and the kids are using it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I have to use my iPhone.
Yeah.
It will shuffle on, and every time I'm cracking up. It never ceases to make me laugh because it is so true. And like literally all I hear when anybody talks about America is that song.
Trey Parker is the greatest.
America, and then they're like books, slavery, Bed Bath & Beyond, but yeah. So good.
It is good. That movie.
Band-Aids.
I may watch that movie tonight after we finish recording.
It's so good. Everybody's got AIDS.
Look, here's the deal, Lacey. We have a new segment. We have a segment called The Worst because we get spicy sometimes. But now it's time to talk about the best. And this week, it is the best opening scenes in movie history. And this is by opinion. These are our picks. We each picked 3. And we'll kick things off now with Lacey's first pick. Lacey, what is your first best opening scene in a movie ever?
Well, it's funny we talked about this at the top of the show because I'm bringing it up now, which is Pride and Prejudice, 2005. Joe Wright, Keira Knightley, Matthew McFadyen, Pride and Prejudice. What?
Why is that? Why is it one of your top 3 opening scenes?
I was about to tell you.
I've never seen it, so I need you to explain to me. Yeah.
So it opens up with a very beautiful shot of like the sun coming up over a field and has a really good title reveal with beautiful music playing. I want to make sure I got his name right because I don't want to mess it up. Dario Marinelli is the guy that did the music for this. He also did it for Atonement, was nominated for the Oscar for Pride and Prejudice, won for Atonement.
Wasn't that also Keira Knightley?
Yep. And he's also
married?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But he also did Anna Karenina, which also is Keira
Knightley.
And he did Paddington 2 and Jane Eyre.
Which
anyway,
has Keira Knightley.
Which does?
Paddington
2 has Keira Knightley?
I don't know. I'm just assuming this guy only does Keira Knightley movies.
He's like, I only do Keira Knightley. Anyway, it opens up on this field and it follows Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet as she walks. She's reading a book through the field up to her house, which is the Bennet household. And it does an amazing job within the opening sequence of introducing you to every character in the Bennet household by one long take. It's one long camera take.
Oh, okay.
Along the side. Yep. Along the side of the laundry where she's cutting through the laundry. And then they do this beautiful blocking where Keira Knightley walks in front of the camera and goes off screen to the right. And then the camera keeps going in through the house and then introduces you to each character by going through different rooms, and then they have one character run through, and then the dog runs through, and then it comes back out to Keira Knightley eventually. And it is just so stunningly beautiful that with the music and then the long technical shot that's done, as someone that loves that kind of stuff, it's like chef kiss. It's perfect. It introduces the family without doing too much, and it's so seamless that you genuinely feel like you're in the Bennett household, which really sets up the whole movie for what you can experience. And I remember the first time I ever saw this movie, I went to a friend's house in college, and she put it on as like a throwaway. She was like, "Oh, I love this movie. I'm just going to put it on." And I had never seen it before, and I didn't speak to her for 2.5 hours. I just sat there and watched the whole thing, and we didn't talk. And ever since then, it's been my favorite movie, and or one of my favorite movies, I should say. And the opening sequence is what hooked me, because I was going to school for film production and movies and stuff. And I was like, this camera movement is insane. Like, the guy's clearly on some type of steady rig. It's so great. So
I have to watch that opening scene now. I'm not going to watch that whole movie, but I'll watch that opening scene. Yeah. That sounds impressive. I like that.
YouTube, if you type it in, Pride and Prejudice opening scene, it comes up.
Will do.
Yeah.
I just made a last minute change to one of mine because I realized.
How dare you?
I realized everyone picks Jaws, so I think it'd be lame if I picked it.
They really do.
Because people literally stopped going into the ocean after watching the first 5 minutes of Jaws.
I don't go into the ocean.
That's all you need to know. To this day, people still don't because of that opening scene. And the woman who played Chrissy recently passed away. But
my grandma loved Jaws. She always had it on in her house.
It's one of the best movies ever made. It's unbelievable. I do have Spielberg on here though, so maybe I'll start there. Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones movie. Obviously the boulder scene, but that whole build up and his reveal, the hero reveal, and how it's such a long action sequence that ends with him getting away on the plane and really starts that swashbuckling adventure. It's just such a classic scene with so many moving parts to it, and iconic shots that you always see in Indiana Jones montages. So many of them come from the opening of Raiders. Him with
or just idol. Movie montages, or just movie like, hey, this is our movie type thing, or hey, movie history thing is always the boulder.
Yeah, the boulder, or him with the idol and the bag of sand, and just iconic shots by Spielberg. So Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of my top 3 opening movie scenes of all time.
Great choice. Now I'm going to go with one that probably a lot of people don't think of, but I think of because, again, I ended up just picking some of my favorite movies, and this one's in my top 5 as well, which is Crazy Rich Asians. It is my comfort watch, along with Pride and Prejudice. John knows because he's seen me watch it on the flight going places. Like anytime it's on the plane, I watch it.
That or Wicked.
Wicked was on the way to Japan. Crazy Rich Asians I did watch like multiple times going to and from San Francisco, and then also like to Star Wars celebrations, and anytime it's on, I'll watch it. And I watched it like crazy this past few months because they had it on Netflix, so I'd throw it on every single night I had it on. And then finally they had that little note on the bottom that said leaving soon. And I was like, how effing dare you, Netflix?
So where's it going?
I don't know. It's gone now. But the opening sequence of this movie is really, really great. And it's done by John Woo, who did Wicked, surprisingly. And it opens with Michelle Yeoh and her children going on a rainy night in London in, I think, 1995 or 1998. And they go to this hotel and they go to check in. It's been a really long flight. They're muddy. The kids are acting up, which is eventually going to be Henry Golding's character, who's the main guy.
Yeah.
And they won't take her in. They said she doesn't have a reservation. She goes, I have the Lancaster suite. They're like, we don't have you. Go check Chinatown, like racism, misogyny, all that stuff. And so she goes outside, makes a call, comes in. The guy goes, you need to go. I'm going to call the police. She goes, go ahead, call. I don't care. Ends up, her husband made a quick call to the guy that owns the whole hotel and bought the entire thing. So she gets a moment of, oh, look, you have a new lady of the house. This is her. And the guy's standing there and she's like, why don't you get a mop to clean that up? And then she turns to her son, winks at him, and then it takes off. And the film just goes from there. But it sets
like a
the
Pretty
tone
Woman moment.
Yes. So it sets the tone of like, have you ever seen it?
Yeah. I have. I just don't remember the opening. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But it's just like, and then they had they have a song that's in Korean, but it's not a Korean song. It's the one that's like, I like money. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Oh, yes.
But it's in Korean. And
That's What I Want or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it kicks over to Rachel's character, who's the professor, and she's doing the poker game. But that first initial thing kind of sets the tone of the mother comes from a place of protection and comes from a place of people not believing her and not she owns her place in the world, and she's like, she never backs down. She's protective of her children, and it just shows you that throughout the movie, no matter the choices that she makes, that obviously some are very mean and rude and whatever, you could see that she comes from a place of having to have a guard up because her whole life she's been treated a certain way. It's just really good. It's so well, and it's well acted. It's just, I love those gotcha moments. So
all right on. And they're making a sequel, I think.
So 2019 is when this movie came out. Or it was before that. Was it? It was 2016? Oh my God. Was it 2016? 2017? 2018? 2018. I think.
All right.
And
see what happens.
So what happened was the guy that wrote it was in discussions to write it for the next one, and they couldn't come to an agreement on price. And then there was something about like Korea, you have to serve in the military, and like I think he hadn't served, and so they were causing issues there. And then they like couldn't get all the actors to sign on again because they've all been so busy. And then John Woo went and did Wicked and all these other things. So I'm hoping for it, but the latest kind of idea that I've heard, or I think we talked about it one day on the show, was that they're making it into a series or a spin-off series or something. Because it's been long enough that like I don't know if they're gonna keep going, but anyway.
Fair.
You're next.
Yeah, my second one is The Town. Ben Affleck, 2010. I think movies of this century aren't getting that sort of like legacy treatment the way 80s movies, 90s movies, 70s movies do. But I think the opening scene of The Town is so damn good because it opens with a monologue. Well, it actually opens up with text, and like it really sets the tone because it's somebody basically saying like, this town that I live in destroyed my life and I love it, or something like that. And it's about people just being stuck in where they are. That's basically one of the themes of the movie. But it starts with this voiceover from Ben Affleck, and you think it's like this narrator, but then you realize it's the guy about to rob a bank talking to his buddies.
Spoilers.
And then well, hopefully everybody's seen The Town. The movie's amazing.
I have
you
not
seen it? Oh my God, you have to see The Town. Oh my God, it's
I
amazing.
have not.
But then it kicks off with this just incredibly action-packed bank robbery scene. These guys are in Skeletor masks, and it's so tense. And the way it ends with they kidnap one of the bankers. It ends with her walking to the edge of the water, and then the movie just kicks off from there. It is such an intense, intimate, like you are being robbed in a bank. The way they shot it.
Interesting.
It's violent, it's crazy, it's dramatic.
Didn't it win a lot of awards, The Town?
Yeah. I think it was nominated for Best Director too. But Ben Affleck directed it. He did a great job, and it's just such an underrated opening for such a great movie. The Town. Hopefully everyone has seen it. Lacey, you gotta see it. It's really good.
All right, I'll add it to my list.
There's romance in it too.
Okay, but isn't Blake Lively in it?
She is. Yeah, she has a sex scene in the movie too with Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, my last pick is. I think it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies ever because I don't think it is. I think it's one of my favorite animated movies, but I wouldn't put it up as like my top 10. But it's in my top 50, maybe. It is a scene that I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that it didn't impact them. Or didn't affect them, or didn't like. Everybody knows where they were when they saw this scene. They're like, "Oh my God!" You haven't seen this movie?
because of everything I hear about it.
So my choice is Up, the Pixar classic Up. The opening sequence starts with the main character as a kid. He meets his wife. They go through their whole life. There's no talking. It's just Michael Giacchino's music, and he won an Oscar for it. It's the Married Life song that everybody plays. The do-do-do, do-do-do-do,
Oh, yeah.
do-do-do, do-do-do. And well, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I've heard like that the guy's wife dies. That's what it's all about.
Oh, it's more heartbreaking than that.
Oh, see? That's why we don't watch stuff like
She
that.
does pass away, but it's more. I'm not going to spoil it to you. You have to watch it. But it's just so gripping, and there's little details like, you know, her grabbing his hand at certain parts and his hat falling off, and the music just going from like this boisterous, excited, adventurous life theme to this heart crushing I'm alone, like change of key, change of instrument. And it just shows the impact of animation as a medium and not just as a kid's movie. Like it can impact. I watched the opening scene today to prepare for this, and I was sobbing at my desk for 10 minutes.
It's torture.
It's changing your life. You know, it's one of those things that you never look at it the same. And especially if you've been through the situations that they've been through, even if you haven't, you know someone who has, or you've maybe been thought that you might go through it. It's just so sad. And it is just Michael Giacchino is the best. He's the best at what he does.
I mean, yeah, music definitely does a lot for movies, more than people realize.
I noticed all my scenes had music in it. Like they all were important because of the music that plays behind them.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Music definitely plays a big role. It does play a role in my pick. By the way, great picks. So yours were Pride and Prejudice, Crazy Rich Asians, and Up. Raiders of the Lost Ark for me, The Town, and my last pick is Scream. You know, to bring it full circle. I remember I'll never forget the first time I watched this movie, and I was in my friend Dan Goggins' basement, and we had
Dan Goggins,
yeah, and we finally got to rent it. I wound up working at this video store, but I would literally call this guy every night until Scream was available because it became so popular you couldn't get it. People kept renting it. And I was like, can I reserve Scream? He's like, no, we're not reserving Scream. I'm like, can you tell me when Scream's coming in? He's like, I'm not. And then
I remember the days of being like rushing to the movie store to get something before it's all gone.
Yeah. So I would like harass this guy. And then 2 years later, I wound up getting a job and working for him. And we keep in touch now. What up, Troy? But Scream, the first 10 minutes of Scream, Drew Barrymore, the most popular actor on the poster, gets murdered in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's unheard of. And apparently this movie almost got canceled like after production started by Miramax until they threw together the clip of the opening scene and sent it to them to review. Wow. And I joked about this at the top of the show when we were talking about Scream 7. Not only do I think the Scream sequels have been chasing Scream for the last 30 years, I think Scream itself was chasing the opening scene of Scream.
I was going to say the opening sequence.
The opening scene with Drew Barrymore, that whole thing, how they shot it, they wouldn't let her know who the guy was doing the voice. How the twist at the end of the movie makes that scene even crazier, knowing it wasn't just one person. And how horrifying it was. And you put yourself in that situation of landlines, no cell phones, and like you can cut someone's power, and just that's why Scream worked so well, because it took place in a time with less technology. They've been trying
Home
to figure
Alone.
it out.
Yeah.
It was just such a scary and well executed scene that ends in this, horrific murder of these two teenage kids, and the parents come home to see it. With that guy's voice, how unique it is for a horror movie. He calls her on the phone, and then he starts playing horror trivia with her to whether her boyfriend lives or dies. It was such a unique, but also self-referential to the genre, because they're making references to classic horror movies that even Wes Craven, who directed it, had made, like Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff.
Yeah,
It might be, and honestly, I think it's the best, for me, in my opinion, my favorite opening scene to a movie ever. Now, there's probably some Star Wars opening scenes where I'm like, man, that's really good. But like,
Return of the Jedi for me.
Oh, well, yeah, it depends on what you call the opening scene, but I think you might be right. The opening to Return of the Jedi probably is the greatest opening scene for a movie. You're right. But
when Luke walks in, right?
Wars, yeah, like that whole opening sequence for Jabba, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
Insane.
But Scream for me, besides like outside of Star Wars, that's my favorite opening scene ever. I absolutely love that, and it sucks because you introduce people to Scream, and if they watch the first one, they're like, holy shit. But then it never reached that heights again. And I think that opening scene is just so incredible that they're going to keep making Screams until they make people feel that again. And they're never going to do it.
It's funny you say this, because like when I was watching this interview clip with this author, he was like, my buddy dragged me to this movie called Scream, and I didn't want to go see it. And he was like, come on, let's go see it. He's like, I then went and saw it like 7 more times that week. Like he went back and saw it again and again and again and again.
It's incredible.
And it's funny you say that, because I feel like everybody feels that way about Scream.
Yeah, and there's so many nuggets in Scream, by the way. I know we're getting long in the episode here, but like Linda Blair, who was the girl from The Exorcist, plays a reporter in it. The same cop from Nightmare on Elm Street plays a cop in Scream. There's so many references, characters named after Loomis from Halloween. Like, for horror fans, it is a plethora of trivia, Easter egg fun, but it's also scary, and it's also funny, and I remember just being like in love with. I remember being in love with Rose McGowan, her character, and then wanting to be Matthew Lillard because he got to date Rose McGowan, and I was like little nerdy Johnny Hoey, like one day, But Scream, man, it's just if people who watched Scream when that came out, like then like they know exactly how I feel when I talk about that opening scene. Yeah. But that's it. So this was a fun segment. So we got to do more of these like top stuff, because I like the positivity with it.
I like that too.
But, yeah, good times. We hope everyone enjoyed the show. We talked about a lot, covered a lot. So let us know what you think about our thoughts on the topics, the trailers, the news stories, and of course, our top picks for opening scenes. We want to know yours. What are your top 3 movie opening scenes of all time? Put them in the comments on YouTube. Put them in the comments on Spotify. You can email them to us, however you prefer. And of course, on our Patreon, on our Discord server as well. But thanks so much for listening and watching and getting nerdy with us. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Amazon, I think we're on Amazon, but Apple, Spotify, YouTube are the 3 main spots. Nerdy and Nice Pod on social media. And that's it. Lacey, where can people find you to talk to you about all the stuff we covered today?
Lacey Gilleran on all social channels. Search for my name.
Search for her name and TRB with me every week. For me, Johnny Hoey on Blue Sky is the main spot, just like the movies, and Resistance Broadcast with Lacey. We'll be back live with you on Thursday night. But that is it for us. We will see you next week with another episode of Nerdy and Nice. And until then, we'll see you around, kids.